Now let's understand about the MPS or Master Production Schedule of MRP system. The master schedule and the bill of material indicates what material should be ordered. The master schedule, production cycle times and supplier lead times jointly determine when the order needs to be placed. This master production schedule includes quantities of products to be produced at a given time frame. Quantities are included both at aggregate and detailed levels. Aggregate may refer to monthly production and detailed may refer to weekly or daily production. But in an industry, they are bifurcated into more time frames, like in our basis. The master production schedule takes the form of a table in which rows represents product and column represents time components. Let's understand it with the help of example. Let's consider the number of cars to be manufactured by one automobile company in upcoming months. Let's say for the month of January, February, March, April, May and June, the number of cars to be manufactured by this automobile company is 10,000, 12,000, 8,000, 11,000, 7,000 and 12,000 again, as you can see here. This table reveals the production plan of this particular automobile company. Now the MPS will tell us, the master production schedule of this particular plan will tell us how much amount of particular model is to be manufactured in a given time frame. If the aggregate plan is given in months, MPS may be divided further into weeks. Let's take an example. Let's make a MPS for the month of January, in which the target for number of cars is 10,000. So what we will do, we'll bifurcate the weeks of January. So we will bifurcate it into 4 weeks basically. In the first week, model A, and in the second week, and in the third week, and as well in the fourth week, model A, B and C are being made, and as you can see here, these are the total quantities. And this bifurcation will give a clear idea to not only to the management but also to the manufacturing team, to the inventory control team, to the assembly line team, to the maintenance team, to the quality control team. Everyone will get the idea of how much stress has to be given for one particular week. Further, this MPS can also contain information on sub-model of a model. Let's say in a given week how many model A will be produced with a power steering and how many with a power windows and so on. Now we have inventory record file. See, inventory record file contains the status of all the items in the inventory. It includes schedule receipts of units of items in that interval of time as a result of orders placed in the recent past to suppliers. This necessarily contains 3 things. Details of the supplier of the item, so basically detail of the vendor is there. Time taken by him to supply the item, that means at how much time, it can be hours, can be weeks, it can be months, or it can be years also. That particular supplier is supplying the particular item, and the size of each order to be placed with the supplier. So a IRF contains these 3 necessary things. Inventory record file are under a computerized system and they can become quite lengthy. Each item in inventory is carried as a separate file and the range of details carried about an item is almost limitless. The MRP program accesses the status segment of the IRF according to the specific time periods, and these files are accessed only during the program runtime. Now, let's understand the working of our MRP program. So first, what happens? A list of n items needed by time periods is specified by the MPS or the Master Production Schedule. Then, a description of the material and parts needed to make each item is specified in the BOM or Bill of Material. After that, the number of units of each item and materials currently on hand and an order are contained in the IRF or inventory record file. This MRP program works on the inventory file. In addition, it continuously refers to the bill of material file to compute quantities of each item needed. And finally, the number of unit of each item required is then corrected for an hand amount, and the net requirement is offset to allow for the lead time needed to obtain the material.